Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for gathering today. So I'm Gerald Gubatan, and I was invited by the artist, muralist, Eliseo Silva, to bring the community together. Because we're going to commemorate a milestone, which is this mural reaching its 30th year anniversary. And 30 years ago, Eliseo was a 22-year-old young man who just came out of Otis Art Institute and Riverside Community College and came to Los Angeles looking for Filipinotown. And what he saw at the corner of Temple and Alvarado was a McDonald's. McDonald's wasn't there yet. I think around that era, McDonald's came. So I feel the community has always sensed, how can we fight against invisibility? How can we fight against erasure of memory? How can we make a stake to demonstrate to the world this community has been here, this community is here today, and this community is not going anywhere. So I think the Los Angeles community comes together and does things in very big, dramatic ways, such as creating the largest Filipino mural in the entire United States, or erecting the largest gateway in the United States. So these are very strong, dramatic, bold statements, which didn't happen overnight. I mean, I see people from the community who've been advocating for recognition for years. And indeed, this is a very historical location. As I look around, this used to be the site of the Filipino Alumni Building. I don't know if you remember that. There was a Filipino Alumni Association. In the 1970s, Faustino Caigoy created the first mural on Union Avenue, images of the Filipino family. But that was eventually whitewashed. But we have community institutions in this neighborhood that may be invisible, but they've been around. We have our legacy organizations, from Search to Involve Filipino Americans, Silva, founded in 1972, Filipino American Services Group, FOSG, in the 80s. In the 90s, the Filipino Worker Center, PWC, was established. And so we have the oldest association in the city, the Filipino American Community of Los Angeles, FACLA, founded right after World War II. Well, even preceding World War II, it was an association in Little Manila searching for a place. And so we have the Filipino Christian Church, which is a city cultural historic monument and has been elevated to be on the National Register of Historic Places. So the community at large may say, where is Filipinotown? But there's a whole history in this neighborhood, including the St. Columban Church right across the way there, where in the post-World War II years, it was just a center of community, from baptisms to marriages. I think my brother was baptized there. Were you baptized there? Oh, okay, maybe not. But my father was very active in that church. So thank you for coming together. Today we wanted to just commemorate the mural, our artist, but I think we also want to go around and ask the question to everyone here, and you can share, what has made this mural and place so special to you and the community over the last 3 decades? So we want to just hear from you, what's so special about this, or what is your experience with this mural? And I just want to hear from everyone here a few minutes, because we're reflecting today at this milestone, really thinking about the past, but envisioning our future. And so let's just take a moment. Anyone who would like to share?
Yeah, Andy, I work with Dr. Leo Pandak, and one of the things that really impressed me with the mural was that I participated in some of the community. Yeah, participated in some of the community activities And in fact, I was also inspired in going up north and visited one of those in the picture of this mural. I think he died, Philip Veracruz. So we went there up north and visited his family and visited, I think he was being interred during the time with Dr. Leo and some of our friends coming from the community.
Dr. Leo Pandak, and this mural is a testament that through collaboration and cooperation with the community, we can come up with something. This mural design won by one vote during the voting that we conducted with PANA, SIPA, and of course Helen Brown was also involved there. The other artist was Christine, and of course this is Eliseo's and Christine Omar, and Christine designed a mural in Chinatown, but I think they demolished the building. So, but she got one entry for this mural, and at that time, Eliseo was a very young student, and because of this work too, he became very well known in the community and in the U.S. Thank you.
I'm Cecile Ramos, President of Historic Filipinotown. Thank you, Eliseo, for the mural, and thank you for putting my husband and my picture there because you are recognizing that our dreams do come true. It's a dream to have a Filipino town. We had a gateway and look at what's happening in Filipino town developments.
Introduce everybody.
Hi, I'm Marisa. It reminds me the mural about Korea Kino, the 1986 revolution. I remember I was there in the Philippines joining the revolution that's before. That's all.
Hi, everybody. I'm Rose Eleazar. I'm proud to be part of the Burlington School, which is located in historic Filipinotown, that will be celebrating the 50 years. I'm a teacher there.
Hi, I'm Roel Punzalan. I designed the artwork for the street lights along Temple Street. And
Yay!
thank you. Before the actual gateway, to me, this was the marker because it was full of color, its grand scale. And when I was driving into Beverly, this was what marked historic Filipinotown for me.
Hi, I'm Marianne Naniel from Burlington, historic Filipino town, and the great impact in the mural that I saw is about the last picture, last mural, the one with the Filipinos are talented, in which Manny Pacquiao, and we have the Apple the Up, and some other Filipino talents were able to rise up being a Filipino.
Ben Aranda, Rotary Club of Historic Filipinotown. I believe the mural is actually a composition of who Filipinos are, and it's really bringing the Filipinos back on the map. So I'm very happy to see it.
Good morning, Terry Gubatan, Historic Filipinotown Rotary, lifelong member of the community. The mural is just more than a mural, it's a memorial, a reminder of our journey as Filipinos coming here to the U.S. That's my story.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Sajor. I'm one of the co-founders and co-directors of Sunday Jump, an arts organization that has been based in historic Filipinotown for the last 12 years. Part of my organizing work in Hi-Fi is providing tours around the neighborhood, and one of the biggest highlights for a lot of the youth that go on these tours is the mural. It gives them a sense of pride, a sense of identity. It gives them a sense of being recognized, and so I'm also a lifelong member of the community and very proud to be part of historic Filipinotown. Thank you.
One sentence, right? One sentence now? All right. Hello, my name is Eddie Gana. My pronouns are they, them. I'm a co-director and co-founder of Sunday Jump. It's the longest running Filipino founded open mic series in historic Filipinotown. And what really stands out for me for this mural is that it is a reminder of our accomplishments as a people, and also serves as an inspiration for the promise and the potential for what we can do in the future. And so just looking forward to the next in terms of Isang Baksak, one down, one fall, on to the next.
Go back there, sorry.
Hi everybody, my name is Mireya. I am a staff member at LA Neighborhood Land Trust. We helped build this park. We have over 30 parks and gardens across LA, but not all of them have beautiful murals such as this one. And I think it really, really enriches the park. And there's people of all cultures that visit this park every day. And because of this mural, they're able to learn about your rich history. So we're really thankful for Eliseo.
Hi, I'm Louis Mendoza, a volunteer at Sunday Jump. I love how this mural is a representation of who we are, Filipino Americans. It's very mindful, very classy, and I think it's ever changing with our history. And yeah.
Hi, my name is Angeline Carncea. I also volunteer at Sunday Jump. I'm just very blessed to be in a time where we get things like this, like murals, just to celebrate the accomplishments of who we are as like Filipinos and Filipino Americans, and like others said before me, inspiration to the next generation and even now.
Hello everyone, my name is Angelica. I'm a volunteer with Sunday Jump. What I love about this mural is that I think it's so cool that our culture and our history are visually represented here, so you can actually see it. I think that's so important. It's cool to use art as the method for which we show our culture. So yeah.
My name is Greg Villanueva. I'm an architect. I was born 1940, 84 years ago on Temple and Beaudry. And I had no idea what the Philippines or Filipinos were. This was a time when Filipinos could not marry, and my parents had to go to Utah to get married. This mural is especially important to me as I lose my hearing, because it's such a visual embodiment of a history I knew nothing about. And I'm beginning to learn how majestic the history has been. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Felix Rosales, and I just love this mural. As a Filipino American, I feel great pride when I see this. And as I was telling some folks earlier, whenever I have friends and family who come into town, I always bring them here because it's a source of pride for me, and just a terrific artwork, and which shows the accomplishments of Filipinos here in the U.S. And thank you.
My name is Carolina Goodman, and this mural depicts the love for Philippines and Filipino people. I appreciate Eliseo's bringing the community together to get their input on what should be on the mural. An example of that is the Filipinos who fought in World War II, depicted by my father and mother, who were married during World War II. Thank you, Eliseo.
Hi, did you already talk?
I'm James Castillo, the current president of the Friends of Echo Park Library, and one of the co-founders of the Carlos Bulasan Book Club, which is a project of the Friends of Echo Park Library. We have the Philippine Heritage Collection at the library, and this mural is one of the important institutions in our community for us to be visible. I go to museums and I don't see a whole lot, if ever, anything about Filipinos, Filipino Americans, and this is an example that we're here to stay, we're here to contribute and to provide value, and I'm glad this has reached this milestone. And Eliseo, a good friend of mine, thank you so much for spearheading this.
Thank you. Carlene.
Oh,
Hi. Oh, my name's I'm Carlene Bonnevere. Middle name Sobrino. That's my mother. My father is Swedish. He died 2 weeks before I was born. I grew up on Westlake and Temple, across the street from the liquor store. Everybody was from somewhere else. It was a great neighborhood, and we cherish being Filipino, even though I don't look like it. And I wanted to say about Eliseo and his mural. The first time I saw it was my first time in Filipinotown. I'd been gone for 50 years. And I saw that mural and I just started sobbing, just crying that we are here. And if something makes me cry, you know it's beautiful.
thank you so much. Okay, so of all the experiences I've had for the last 30 years, of course, above the tearing up, because when this was first finished, a lot of people experienced it. Can you imagine this back in its original color? And the only thing you see is the mural. It took people's breath away. And like, I get a lot of people telling me that the first time they saw it, they cheered up. But nothing beats my experience when one random day I just visited the park and 3 kids, like Central American kids from 9 to 11, asked me, "Are you here to visit our mural for the first time?" So they offered a tour of the mural, not knowing who I was. I was so proud because like they felt like they owned the mural, right? And so they went from left and they said, "This is Martin Luther King," which is Jose Rizal, and then they pointed to Cesar Chavez, which is Fidel Cruz, and then Larry Itliong was Malcolm X, and then Cory was Rosa Parks in yellow. And then after that he said, "Our artist is even greater than Picasso because Picasso never painted anything this big." Oh, I was just like, I mean, I can't control it, you know. But that was the most memorable experience, and I think we need this kinds of images that kind of like epic, even though they don't know it's Filipino, they made it their own, and it could be anybody's story, and it's the way it's told visually. Because I had a friend from Philly who's Mexican. He said that, "Oh, I'd love to do murals like this. How come we don't have this in Philly?" You know, there's not a lot of this kind of like epic historical murals with, you know, like horses, heroes on horses, and tanks, and you know. So those are the real like images, minus of it being Filipino, that we bring into the neighborhood and into the city through our story. And I think we just need, you know, and anyway, one sentence. So anyway, those kids for me were like the most memorable, and I love it. And think about it, if you grew up in this neighborhood, you know, with a mural like this, I mean, think about what that impact for you, you know, growing up. Because I had a whole generation of art teachers already in the last. His father came up to me and said, "You know, my daughter was here when you first painted it," and then when you did the restoration, she brought in her younger sister, and she's already an art teacher. I mean, the older sister, and then the third one wants to be an artist too. So I have 3 generations of local kids wanting to be art teachers and artists because of this mural, right? So anyway, that's just.
So today will culminate in a community group photo. And I just wanted to take us back to the early 1990s. The early 1990s. This site was owned by the Chautenco family, and SIPA, Search to Involve Filipino Americans, created a community garden where organic vegetables could be cultivated, but more so it was a strategy to cultivate relationships with the community. So SIPA was involved with the Chautenco Community Garden.
Gerald, that was also part of the LA Riot Rehab programs, the community garden. Remember we have the riots in 1992?
Okay. So we could also say in 1992 were the civil disturbance insurrection in Los Angeles. Another milestone event was the Filipino Festival of Philippine Arts and Culture at LA City College. It was a purely artist-driven festival, and in April 29th, 1992 was the LA civil disturbance, insurrection. But the artists said, we want to make a statement, we're going forward. So the first festival at LA City College. So you're right, during that whole era, there was an effort to really respond to these neighborhoods. And so in 1994, a group called SPARK, the Social and Public Art Resource Center, sponsored the Neighborhood Pride Mural Program. And so they solicited artists, and there were several artists that presented their mural concept, of which Eliseo was one of them. And what I learned, and some of you were involved in that process of consultation, there was one figure who emerged as one of the strongest advocates for Eliseo. And it was, it was Helen Akawili Brown, who founded the Filipino American Reading Room and Library in the basement of the Filipino Christian Church. And her father was actually one of the so-called Thomasites who came to the Philippines and brought public education based on the American model to the Philippines, including English. But I spoke with Eliseo once, and it was an interesting, intriguing thought that Helen's work here in Los Angeles, and she was the first Filipina to go to UCLA when UCLA was at LA City College, was all about maybe, I can't say, by correcting that whole system that was introduced by the US to the Philippines about our own people understanding their own history and their own consciousness. So Helen Brown played a critical role in advocating for Eliseo's selection, which is a story I never heard about. And so in the 90s, Councilmember Jackie Goldberg was the member. And then in 2001, Councilmember Eric Garcetti was elected. And during his time, he and his office created this park. And you heard about the LA Neighborhood Land Trust, a nonprofit that owns and operates the small pocket parks. So under Councilmember Garcetti's office, they brought the city together with the land trust, and also a design process of which Eliseo, again, was part of the design of this layout. And so this is the only Filipino-themed small public park that we are aware of in the entire United States. So at this time, we're going to just have Eliseo come forward and share.